that stands out to me in looking at this. It's not just that she's back on the basketball court and it's a relief, but her speed seems to be back. We saw it on that step back three on the first day of practice, but there was a play in the day two, and this play for a number of reasons is very exciting.
Caitlin Clark just did something at Team USA practice that nobody's talking about. And what I'm about to show you changes everything we thought we knew about her second season. Hold up, before everyone loses their minds in the comments. Watch what happens when she gets that handoff from Aaliyah Boston. That speed, that burst, that's not supposed to be there. Not after the year she just had.
Look, coming downhill, great pass, right, to Jackie Young down there. So, dribble handoff, skirt, and just moving quick with intent, gets it to Jackie Young, who misses the layup, but fights.
Let me be crystal clear about something. The narrative around Caitlin Clark's sophomore season has been sanitized, packaged, and sold to you as a learning experience, growth, development, all that feel-good nonsense. But what if I told you the real story is way more concerning than anyone wants to admit? Because right now, at this Team USA camp, we're watching receipts drop in real time, and some people are about to be very uncomfortable. First, let's establish the facts. Caitlin Clark disappeared from WNBA courts after a season that can only be described as brutal. Quad injuries, confidence issues, shot mechanics falling apart. The same player who torched college basketball suddenly looked mortal, vulnerable, and the league ate her alive for it. But here's where it gets interesting. Look at this footage from day 2 of Team USA practice. Clark gets the dribble handoff, turns that corner, and explodes downhill like she's got rocket boosters. That's not gradual recovery. That's not slowly working your way back. That's fully operational. Caitlin Clark, the one who made defenses look silly, the one who had people comparing her to the greatest to ever do it. So, here's my question. If she's moving like this now, what exactly happened during the season? Let me paint you a picture. Clark enters her rookie year as the most hyped player in WNBA history. The pressure is suffocating. The expectations are impossible. She gets left off the Olympic team, which becomes this massive controversy. Then she bulks up, adds weight, changes her body composition, trying to handle the physical punishment of professional basketball. And that's when everything starts falling apart. The speed disappears. The burst evaporates. Her shot looks mechanical, forced, uncomfortable. She's fighting through quad problems that nobody wants to talk about in detail. And suddenly, the narrative shifts from superstar to struggling sophomore. From generational talent to overhyped college player who can't hack it at the next level. But watch this clip again. Really watch it. The way she accelerates, the control, the confidence. That's not someone who lost something and found it again. That's someone who had it the whole time but couldn't access it. And that raises some seriously uncomfortable questions about what was actually happening during the season. Here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Caitlin Clark wasn't just dealing with normal sophomore struggles. She was dealing with a body that betrayed her. Injuries that compounded in a situation where playing through it made everything worse. But the league doesn't stop. The schedule doesn't care. The expectations certainly don't disappear. So, she played hurt, struggled publicly, lost confidence in real time, and everyone got to watch the slow-motion car crash while pretending it was just growing pains. Look at her shooting form in this practice footage. Clean catch, comfortable base, rhythm that looks effortless. She said herself she lost confidence in her shot last season because of the injuries. Not because she forgot how to shoot, not because the WNBA is too hard, because her body wouldn't let her be herself. That's the part that should terrify everyone. The most talented player of her generation spent an entire season as a shell of herself, and we all just accepted it as normal. Now check out this pass to Darahami. That's vintage Clark. The vision, the timing, the audacity to even attempt that angle. Nobody else in that gym makes that pass. Maybe 2 or 3 people in the entire league can execute that with confidence. And she's doing it casually in practice like it's nothing. So, where was this during the season? Where was this player when the fever needed her most? The answer is simple and devastating. She was hurt. Really hurt. The kind of hurt that doesn't show up on injury reports, the kind that slowly strips away everything that makes you elite. And instead of shutting it down, instead of being real about the severity, everyone kept the machine running because that's what the WNBA does. That's what professional sports does. The show must go on. The ratings matter. The storylines matter. The actual health and long-term future of the player, that's secondary. Let me show you something else. This footage from day one. Watch her movements, the fluidity, the explosiveness. Her base looks strong. Her footwork looks clean. This is an athlete who has their body back, who isn't compensating, who isn't fighting through something with every step. And it's beautiful to see, but it also makes you furious when you realize what was sacrificed to get here. Here's the reality check nobody wants to hear. Caitlin Clark's sophomore season might have been completely preventable if anyone, had pumped the brakes. If the Fever had prioritized her long-term health over short-term competitiveness. If the league had created space for their most marketable star to actually recover properly. But they didn't. And we all watched it happen. And now she's at Team USA camp, looking like herself again. And everyone celebrating like this is some triumphant comeback story. It's not. It's evidence of how badly the system failed her. Jackie Young fights for that rebound, kicks it back to Clark, and she rises for the three, looking completely comfortable. That shot didn't look comfortable once last season. Not once. Every attempt looked labored, forced, like she was fighting her own body just to get the ball to the rim with proper rotation, and we blamed her for it. The takes were flying. She can't shoot in the pros. She's not athletic enough. She's overrated. The college game was too easy. All of it conveniently ignoring the fact that she was playing on one leg the entire time. Let me be clear about something. I'm not making excuses for Caitlin Clark. She doesn't need them. What I'm doing is holding up a mirror to everyone who rushed to write her off. Everyone who declared her a bust. Everyone who acted like her struggles were proof that she didn't belong, because this footage proves otherwise. And it should make everyone who doubted her feel really stupid right about now. Look at how she works with Aaliyah Boston. The chemistry, the understanding. That dribble handoff action is clean because they both know exactly what they're doing. Boston sets it up perfectly. Clark attacks the gap with purpose, and suddenly the defense is scrambling. That's what happens when Caitlin Clark is healthy. The game bends around her, opportunities appear, and everyone around her gets better. The Fever desperately need this version of her back. Because, let's be honest, last season was rough. They underperformed. The chemistry was off. The system never quite clicked. And while there were a million reasons why, the biggest one was obvious. Their best player wasn't herself. But here's where it gets complicated. Does she trust the Fever to protect her? Does she trust them to manage her workload, to prioritize her health over wins? Because based on what happened last season, I wouldn't blame her for having serious doubts. Now you've got Paige Boers talking about this class of 2020 representing together. The young and Trent generation. This core group that's coming up through USA basketball together. Bookers, Clark, Cameron Brink, Angel Ree. All of them building chemistry at the national level while navigating their professional careers. And honestly, that's where Clark might find what she needs. A system that actually values her. Coaching that understands how to use her. Teammates who complement her game instead of complicating it. Listen to how she talks about USA basketball, the journey being cut before making teams, the ups and downs. There's real reverence there, real appreciation for what it means to wear those 3 letters. And maybe, just maybe, that environment is exactly what she needs to rediscover herself fully. Because at Team USA, nobody's asking her to be the savior. Nobody's putting the entire franchise on her shoulders. She can just be a great player among great players. And sometimes that's exactly what someone needs after carrying an impossible burden for too long. But let's not kid ourselves. When she goes back to the WNBA, back to the Fever, back to being Caitlin Clark, the franchise player, all those pressures return. All those expectations come flooding back. And the question becomes whether the Fever learned anything from last season. Did they learn that running their star into the ground doesn't work? Did they learn that protecting her health is more important than any single game? Did they learn that maybe, just maybe, they need to build a better system around her instead of expecting her to overcome a broken one through sheer force of will? I'm not holding my breath.